today we are going to be using a double loading painting technique to paint our self-portraits. Step number 1, write your name on the back and complete a simple sketch of yourself. I start with kind of like a letter U shape. I also make my neck, shoulders, shirt, and then I start with my hairline. And since my hair is long, it's going to go to my shoulders and past my shoulders. Eyes usually go about halfway down the face. Part number 2, stir this black paint mixed with water very carefully because it's very liquidy and it could splash easily. And you're going to slowly outline every single detail, even the little pupils in your eyes, every single place that you did pencil lines. Step number 3, we're going to start double loading. Double loading means you dip your paintbrush into 2 or more colors and you do a little bit of a mixing technique on the actual paper. I think trying to mix your own skin color is one of the most frustrating and difficult things you can do. So if you don't get it right the first time, don't give up. Just keep on trying. You can always mix right on top of it or add a couple more colors to change it just to get it right for you. Also, do not be afraid of painting on top of your black outlines. It's okay if it gets a little messy. It's okay if you get them a little bit covered up. It's not going to matter in the end. I just keep layering on the paint. I'm also not mixing it perfectly. I'm keeping my brush strokes kind of messy in a way. I want to give it that real painted look. So don't smooth it out and make it perfect. It's okay if you see your brush strokes. That's kind of the effect you're going for with double loading. Now my eyes are really dark, so I'm going to take some black and some brown and paint even right on top of my pupil lines. I'm going to go back over that later with the black tempera paint again. For my hair I'm using several colors and I'm just sweeping it through. Again, I want this to appear painted, so I'm not mixing it too much on my paper. I also, because my hair is long, I like to do a little bit of a shadow closer to where my neck and my chin are because that's where the least amount of light is hitting. And a little bit more shadow. Because I forgot my ears, I have to go back and paint those, and while I was mixing them, I made kind of too dark of a color for the right ear, so I kind of used that as a shadow for my neck, and it worked. Now for my rest of my painting, you're going to use analogous colors, so they have to be neighbors. So as you can see, I'm going to double dip or double load my brush with the violet and the blue. You can also double dip or double load your brush with the color that you want to use and white. So if you want to get like a pinkish color, you can use white and red, or you can even use black and a color as well to make it a little bit darker. But I like to use analogous colors to make those tertiary colors. So here I'm kind of making a blue-violet for my shirt. And again, I'm not mixing it perfectly. I'm just kind of letting the brush strokes show on my picture. I love that effect of real painted texture on there. Same thing goes for the rest of your painting. If I'm going to create my background, I want to make sure that I am using 2 analogous colors. So I'm going to be using orange and yellow, and I'm just kind of sweeping it across the page, not really worrying about blending it. I love the effect of that messy texture. Part 4 is my favorite part. We're going to be using the watered down black tempera paint, so please continue to stir it really carefully. And you're just going to slowly outline every single spot that you did the first time. You can also add details during this stage. And the reason I like this step the most is because it's going to start looking more finished, more clean, more realistic as you carefully outline all of those spaces again to clean them up and to make them look more realistic. During the painting steps, I lost a little bit of the whites in my eyes, so I'm going to go back and just add a little bit more to my eye because the skin color got in the way. And then the very last step, you don't have to do this step, but I love it. I load up my paint with a lot of white, make sure it's nice and clean, and I just give a little tiny dot on each of the eyes in the same exact position to just make it look more alive and more realistic. And there you have your double-loaded painting technique on your self-portraits.